How we doing, guys? It's Dave here, beginner for B series. Haven't posted in a little while because it's been mud season here in Lakes region of New Hampshire, but I've been waiting for this guy to show up, the Land Pride Grapple SGC 0660. Came in this morning, so never used one before. Can't wait to use it, and I'm gonna give it a shot. Had the third function valve installed, so I'll be trying to play with that a little bit, get used to it. It looks pretty handy. The new control, I'll show you inside, or they tell me it's new, maybe it's a few years old, but new to me. It's right on the joystick itself, so it looks like it should be pretty easy to use without having to divert anything. So I'm pretty excited, but I went around today. I don't have very many hours on the loader itself, but I did go around and hit all the grease fittings. For those of you that are beginner like me, I'll show you where those are. You're gonna have one here, one up here. We got one over here, two down here, and I think that's it. And of course that's on both sides. And I also hit up the fittings on the grapple. It's just two that I've seen in the pamphlet for now. One right here, one over here. I think these things get stored for a little while, so it looked like it had grease, but I did it anyway. When I was doing the loader, it's been sitting inside. However, I did have it outside for a few days until I eventually get my lean-to shed built. But it shouldn't have needed grease. I did it anyway, and I'm glad I did. When I was pumping some of the grease in, I was watching for the grease to make sure that I had completely coated the cylinders and the pivot points. And when I did, I could actually see water kind of getting pushed out. So for those of you that don't get to store your tractors inside like myself at this point, might be a good idea just to put a squirt in once in a while, just to remove some of that water, just so you don't get any rust buildup. So first chores for today are going to be, I've got some trees that had fallen down and some dead ones. Some of the power company just dropped and left in my yard, didn't take care of them. So I'm going to see if I can grab a few of those and just stack them. My wife's got a few projects for me with rocks, and so I'm hoping to be able to pick up a few rocks and move them, and let's see how we do. Come along for the ride. definitely a lot to get used to here. Sometimes I think I had it, but I didn't realize I had it, so I dropped them. My little project here, I'm going to show you that third function for those of you that don't have one, or maybe it's an older model or just haven't seen one. But I'll do that, and then I've got this rock down here. I think it's a pretty good size rock. I was able to move it a little bit by hand. It's probably going to be no problem for the grapple. It'll be more of an instructor issue than anything else. But let's jump over into the 2650. See if I can show you what I was talking about. Doing this on a tripod here. This button right here, you can see, turns it on, turns it off, and then you simply have the top button right on the joystick is open, bottom is closed. And then you still have your full functions of tilting and raising and lowering your boom. So kind of neat. Question I have that maybe other people will be able to answer is I also have a diverter kit for my hydraulic chute rotation on my snowblower. That had to be a whole separate piece. I can actually show you that from over here. Kind of. So here's that third function valve here, and on the other side I have a toggle switch that is up and down, or I should say on off, and that allows me to go left and right on the joystick. Will rotate the chute, or actually say the deflector, up and down. So would have been nice to just have it all built right into that 1/3 function, so I'm not sure why that isn't possible. I don't think my dealer would just install it or tell me I needed it if I didn't need it, but maybe it has something to do with hydraulic flow. I don't know. But if any of you know the answer and you want to let me know, that'd be cool. So next, I think we're going to try to just remove a few things. I have all these logs here that I want to try to grab. That's going to be part of my next project. But I do want to get this rock removed, and then I'm going to go, and you can see way down there my beautiful wife, Paige. She's already starting some stuff. Hi, honey. She's already starting a little bit of raking area that I'm going to try to also do with the grapple. So we'll get back to it. Well, that was impressive. That seemed pretty big to me, and that grapple picked it up like it was nothing. Again, nothing surprises me about this thing, or I should say, everything surprises me about this thing. I mean, it just keeps trudging along like it's nothing. It's a very powerful tractor. I am going to try to get this log. Hopefully it'll break up. If not, I may have to cut it in sections. I certainly don't want to try to pick up this whole thing. But next project is going to be this rock right here. I am very amateur at this grapple. It is really hard to get used to the angles of where you need to be to grab stuff. I guess I feel like the bottom rake part is harder to line up, and I'm used to lining up the bottom, not the top. But I think with the grapple itself, you have to line up the top almost a little bit, or I should say yeah, I guess the top rakes is what you call it. It's definitely a different thing, but so far so good. What a tool. Moving that rock went a lot easier. I think I've been underestimating the capabilities of these grapples, so I won't be so impressed anymore. I won't act like I'm so impressed anymore. Very powerful tool. Still a lot to get used to. Anyway, gonna do a few other things, but I won't make you guys suffer through any more of me chatting and doing some of this work as I get used to it. But for all you beginners out there, that's kind of how it starts. I am very much an amateur, so it'll take a little while to get used to. Hopefully I'll get you some other videos. Thanks for coming along.